Okay, alright guys, welcome back to another tutorial on how to create a to-do list using a PHP programming language. So in the previous tutorial we have selected some columns from the items table and we have set some condition for the user. So what I'm going to do for this tutorial, I have already executed the query here, and let me try to find out the rows. Okay, so let me make this thing to be an item. Okay, and what I'm going to do, if the item row count, if there is any row count in the item, okay, and let me have this thing to be items also, and if there is any count in the item, I'm going to return the item here, but else I'm going to return maybe I return an item here. Let me try to return an empty array here. So what I can do right now, let me use a for each statement for each items as an item, and let me try to echo out, for instance, the item name. So if this thing, maybe let me call what I can do right now, just to save some piece of lines, I can cut this thing out and I can pass this thing right here. Okay, and if this thing is returning fine, the items is going to be the item, but else it's going to return an empty array. So with that being said, let me come to my browser here, and let me go to localhost Miami to list. Okay, I guess there is some problem here, so let me try to fix this thing out. So I guess to solve my problem here, what I can do, I can create a variable item, and I can use this item query row count, and if there is a row count in the item query, I'm going to return the item query, but else I'm going to pass an empty array. So if this condition satisfies, this piece of variable is going to be assigned for this, but else it's going to be an empty array. So what I can do, let me call this thing items here, and let me use a for each statement, and for each items as an item. Let me try to echo out the item name, which is going to be the task that I was going to insert in my to-do list. So as you can see, like, I have to study for my master's exam, go to shopping. This was the items that which is retrieved from my database here. So what I can do right now, instead of displaying this thing at the top, I can go to my list here, and the first thing that I have to do is that first I have to know if not empty the items, and if the items is not empty, what I can do, I can display these things up here, but else what I can do, I can use else, and I could display something that says sorry, you don't add any items yet, and I can close my paragraph tag here, and finally I will end my if statement here by typing end if here. So instead of like typing this thing manually, I'm going to remove this part, and rather I'm going to display the item name. It's going to be item name. Before that, let me try to use a for each statement here. So let me get inside into my list, and I'm going to use for each $items as an item. I'm going to display the item name, and finally, let me come over here and in the for this statement. So I guess if there is no any syntax here, probably this thing is going to run very good. So here we are having two items. The first one we said I have to study for my master's exam, and the other is go to shopping. So here we also have a mark as done because it's not done yet. So the other thing that we need to do is going to be displaying this item done. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to open a PHP tag here. Before that, let me have a space, and what I'm going to do, if $item done, okay, rather than using like this if statement block, I can use a shorthand notation. If there is an item done, I'm going to echo done, but else I'm going to display empty string. Okay, so with it being said, let me come and reload, because if you remember, like when I was inserting an item, I have made the done part for go to shopping to be 1, so that here we are having extra. The other thing is that whenever an item is done, I don't want to display this thing. So in order to show this thing, if an item is done, or rather I can use not empty, okay, if the item done is not empty, I will not display anything. So rather let me have an else block here. Let me have PHP, and let me have what I can use is that I can use if empty. Okay, if empty, I'm going to display this block, but else there's no else. We can discard the else statement here. If the item done is empty, it's going to display this block, but else it will not do anything. So let me try to reload this thing. At line 25 there was an error. Yeah, I have to end the if statement there. So let me come here and let me end the if statement here. Okay, so with the piece of code, yeah, you can see that it says go to shopping. Since we have done this item, this piece of button will not be displayed. So we are going to continue the rest of the tutorial on the next part. So till the next tutorial, keep on liking, keep on subscribing, keep on sharing my videos with your friend. Peace and love. Ciao.